It's time for the oh so fun operator tier list for Delta Force Season 5. Now before I start off the video, I want to emphasize this is my own subjective opinion. Yours will more than likely differ from mine, but there's no need to get just all rowdy and shit in the comments section. Keep it civil, but do give me your tier list and why you put each of the operators in the specific tier. So let's get started right away. So we're going to start with D-Wolf. Now D-Wolf, it's no secret, I've never been a fan of him. I just find his kit overall pretty boring as an assault operator. So you have the crouch slide, the triple blaster, which is, you know, the effectiveness of the triple blaster is up for discussion, and then the smoke, and you get his exoskeleton thing, and he's the only one that can actually do crouch slides. But I just don't personally enjoy playing him. I find his kit is incredibly boring to play, and then when you come up against vehicles and all that, he feels very underpowered as opposed to Viren, that is much better suited for vehicle counter. So I think for that reason, I will put D-Wolf. I think I'll put him in B tier. I think that's where he was last time, and I think that's where he sits. Again, just not my preference to play him. The only time I really play him is to make the tier list video, and that's pretty much it. So Viren hasn't seen any buffs or nerfs. He's still the good old operator that he is, with like the double magnetic bomb that is really powerful to take out vehicles, and then you can also equip the high explosive launcher to basically solo a vehicle if you want. You get the movement, you get also the QLL-32 Crouching Tiger launcher, which can, you know, either prevent people from coming through a doorway or, you know, really catch people by surprise and knock them down. Overall, probably one of my favorite operators in the assault class to play. So I think I'll put Viren on A tier. I definitely enjoy playing him a lot more than D-Wolf. Yeah, I think that's where it'll sit. For Nox, now Nox did see a couple of buffs with Season 5, so he now gets 2 Whirlwind Discs. I believe before the season actually launched, he also got a buff, and now he has 2 flashbangs that regenerate over time, or you can also resupply it with a crate. So I think that Nox now is actually really, really dangerous, especially on infantry maps. He's not the greatest on vehicle-heavy maps because obviously there's a lot of terrain and stuff like that. He doesn't have really anything to deal with vehicles unless you equip the high explosive launcher, but then again, you might want to have that healing syringe as opposed to that. But the buffs that they gave him, one, I think were somewhat unnecessary because you could basically kill someone with only the Whirlwind Discs now. So for that reason, I think I would also put him on A tier. He's definitely not the best operator, but I think in a map that's like CQB infantry focused, he is like the best operator that you can have in the assault category. Tempest is the newest operator added in Season 5. I unfortunately wasn't a huge fan of her. Her kit felt a little bit underpowered compared to the other operators. She did get a buff recently for her drill charge. It now does damage, and the range is a little bit larger, and I believe the fuse time is also shorter, but the efficacy of that drill charge for the most part is, you know, questionable at best. She has a similar movement ability as Viren. I think it's just a little bit less effective because Viren can do it midair as opposed to Tempest that has to be on the ground to be able to attack roll. It is very fun though, and then the mechanism that allows her to pull back when she gets shot and she's almost dead, that's pretty neat as well. So extra survivability there. I think I would probably put Tempest. I think I want to put her on B tier, but I would rather play Tempest over D-Wolf. So I think I'll move D-Wolf down to C tier and I'll put Tempest on B tier. The buff that they gave her definitely brought her up. You know what? I think her kit is still a little bit underpowered. I feel like the drill charge, most people would just dodge it. I think I would, you know what? I think I'm going to put her on C tier. I think D-Wolf's kit is better overall. Yeah, I think that's where they're going to sit. I'd still rather play Tempest than D-Wolf, but I can recognize that D-Wolf's, you know, movement is good because you have that crouch slide that you can do as much as you want. And then Tempest, yeah, just her overall kit feels somewhat a little bit underpowered. Stinger, well, it's no secret that Stinger is probably one of my most played characters in Delta Force. I absolutely love him. He has a ton of survivability. He is obviously a medic, and medic is always mostly my go-to class when I'm playing first-person shooters like this. So I'm going to just put him in S tier. He has so much survivability. The weapon choices that you get access to are really good. All the SMGs in the game, as well as 5 assault rifles. You get two types of smokes. You get the healing pistol, and then you can equip stuff like the ammo pack or the healing pack or ammo crate and healing crate. Just a very, very solid character all around, and I think he's the better out of the two support characters. For Toxic, now Toxic did receive a slight buff to her adrenaline boost. It now gives you an actual speed buff, which is interesting. I think Toxic is also a very solid operator in the support class, albeit not well, yeah, probably as supportive as Stinger, because you get the adrenal boost that can obviously affect other team members as well, and then you get the Dragonfly Swarm that can disrupt people and just make them move out of the way or get out of cover and stuff like that. So I think Toxic is a very solid operator. Obviously, it's better when you're actually working with people to play Toxic, because then you can coordinate with them and like, hey, I'm buffing now, let's push in, or I'm doing the Dragonfly Swarm, time to push in. I think I would put her on A tier. I think she's a little bit less interesting to me than Stinger, or I enjoy playing her a little bit less, but she is still very, very powerful. Very good when you're trying to play really aggressive because of that adrenal boost. Shepard is a solid operator, defense operator, so in maps like Shafted or Knife Edge, he is incredibly powerful, probably incredibly powerful as well on attack and defend, which unfortunately I do not play. I just don't enjoy that game mode at all. You obviously have the ability to also do sonic paralysis, so he is super good at farming points if you're trying to level up or rank up to Marshal. Yeah, I think I would put Shepard on A tier. He has a pretty solid kit. The sonic traps can really disrupt your enemies and slow them down, and then sonic paralysis can affect a ton of people at once. I think he has a very solid kit. Uluru is flat out one of the best operators in the game. You have the rockets to take out vehicles, you can bend them around corners, you can chase them as much as you want, you can use them to kill aircrafts. He has the incendiary grenade, which is great at area denial. You got the walls that can provide extra cover if needed. He can be used on either CQB maps or vehicle heavy maps. He is just a fantastic operator, and he's my go-to when I'm playing support or engineer, sorry. For the most part, if I'm playing on maps that have vehicles, I'm going as Uluru, because I want the capability to deal with those pesky vehicles as best as I can. And I think it provides a lot of utility for the team overall. And just there's nothing as satisfying as a vehicle driving away, and then you pop your loading munition, you chase them down and just destroy them. It is so fun. Even more fun when you're doing it to a helicopter. So for that reason, I'm going to put Uluru in S tier. Now, last season in my operator tier list, I put Seneva on F tier, and I got a lot of like flack for it and stuff like that. I find that Seneva's kit is such a gimmicky kit. It's such a cheap, like, just, oh, he's gonna have a attack shield and stuff like that, and like the EOD set. I find it's such a boring kit, and it lacks originality in my opinion. There's so many ways that you can deal with his EOD set as well. You can do it with the flamethrower, grenades. You can do it with Luna's Volt Arrow. You can do it with Viren's magnetic bombs. It just feels like it's very niche. It might be a little bit better in AD because you are pushing like from a single direction, but on King of the Hill, unless you're playing a map like Shafton and stuff like that, the overall usability of it goes down drastically because you have so many angles to look for. It's a little bit better on like CQB maps like Shafton and all that, but there's just so many ways that you can die that's not like direct fire that. And again, I find the kit super gimmicky, and it's just unoriginal in my opinion. So unfortunately, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to put him in F tier again. I just think he's a fine character overall, but it just, the fact that they gave him a shield and a hook is like, come on, you could have came up with something better and more original than that. Luna she's an S tier operator. Like there's no way around it. They keep buffing her. I don't know why. What is their hard on with Luna? But she's got like they increased her range, the range of the damage on the Volt Arrow. You have the wall hacks. You have the spotting whenever you hit somebody, and then you have the recon beacon on top of that. She's just an amazing operator, and I think she's probably the better out of the two recons in this case. So yeah, if you're trying to farm points with a recon operator, Luna is definitely the way to go. And then last but certainly not the least, Hacklaw. So Hacklaw has a pretty interesting kit because there are certain things that you can do with her, like prevent vehicles from popping their active protection system. So if you're working closely with a squad, you can actually time it so that you you throw the knife at the vehicle, they can't activate their APS, and then you know, just use hopefully 2 engineers in your squad to quickly destroy the vehicle. Very, very useful, but it is heavily reliant on teamwork, which in Delta Force can be hard to come by sometimes. And then you have like the silent footsteps, the thing that tracks people and shows you where they are, the flash drone and stuff like that. Overall, as I've been playing Hackla, I think she is better than I had initially thought she was. I just think that there's operators that I enjoy playing more, and if I'm playing Recon, I'm probably mostly definitely going to go for Luna. Overall, solid kit. I think I will have to put her probably on B tier as well. I think the operators on A tier are probably better than Hackla. And then, yeah, and I would probably rather play the operators on A tier as well. So there you go. That is my tier list for Season 5 of Delta Force, at least for the operators. In Warfare, might I add, I don't really play operations at all. So yeah, let me know what you think about the tier list down below. Again, keep it civil. There's no reason for people to get all excited about this. This is my own subjective opinion, but I would love to see your subjective opinion down there as well. But yeah, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.